Boo. 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 That's what you get, Jimmy. That's what you get. Easy W for the 76ers. Sixers beat the Heat 113-86. Led by as much as 41 points in this game. They were dominating the entire game. It wasn't even close. Sixers were up 28-13 at the end of the first quarter. It was a domination. Game wasn't close. I thought he wanted to win, but I guess Miami's the way to go. They were 11-3 coming into the game. Obviously, that didn't mean anything because we killed them. I don't know. I'll never understand the reasoning for his departure from this team. But, it's whatever. Sixers shot 50% from the floor, 88% from the free throw line, and 48% from three. And the main reason why the percentages aren't higher is because the bench played literally 9 minutes of the fourth quarter. If you had half of the starters in, if you had two starters in, you would have beaten them by at least 30, 40 points. We finished with 28 assists, 11 steals, and we have 44 rebounds. Again, the rebounding has been dominant, and that's what you need. I mean, like I've been saying, they're a tall, lengthy team. They should be getting these rebounds, and they have been. They have been a lot, and that's good. We need them. Now, before I get into all the stats and everything like that, there was after the game, the post-game interview, they were interviewing Jimmy, and he has the nerve to lie to every single Philadelphia fan in the world and say, I didn't hear the boos. No. Jimmy, you heard the boos. There was 20,000 plus people booing you to start the game, to end the game, during your player intro, and every time you touched the ball on the court. Every time you brought the ball up, boo. Every time you inbounded it, boo. Every time you got it from a pass, boo. Every time you shot, boo. You got booed a lot. Every time you touched it. I know you heard it. I know he did. It's whatever, though. We won. We whooped them. That's all that matters. Josh Richardson. This is his old team. Not what I expected from J. Rich. I thought it was going to be the other way around. I thought Jimmy was going to be dropping 32 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound on 11 of 15 shooting, 6 of 7 from the 3-point line. And he said a little while back in August, he said the next time we play the Heat, I want to kill him by 20. Well, you got your wish. We did. We killed them the entirety of the game. Wasn't even close. And that's good. It shows that the Heat maybe have been a little bit overrated coming into this matchup. Their last 5 games outside of this one, they haven't played a team over 500. They were 11-3 coming into last night's game. They leave 11-4, bearing a 20-plus point loss. Could have been more if the starters played in the fourth. Joel Embiid had a Joel Embiid-like game. 23 points, 2 assists, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Look, when you have Jay Rich shooting the way he was shooting, you don't need Embiid to drop 40 points to win. He could have, because Bam Adebayo was guarding him, and when it wasn't him, it was like Kelly Olynyk. There were some guys on that team I didn't even know. I had no idea who they were. There was this guy I don't even know his name. He 55. I know his number, don't know his name. Tobias, 19 points, 2 assists, 8 rebounds. Solid game. He's clearly starting to get into a little bit of a better feel. coming up to a quarter of the way through the season. And that's good. He went on that little stretch where he was god-awful. It was tough to watch. But on Twitter, I watch Sixers Outsiders every game. Give the man some respect when it's due. Why bash him the way that you guys did, but you don't give him love? It goes both ways. It goes both ways. Just give him as much love as you give him as much hate when he's bad. Same thing with Brett Brown. Brett Brown coaches every game. He coaches the wins. He coaches the losses. It's not the players are 11-0 and Brett is 5-0 or 0-5. It doesn't work like that. You're a team. This is a team sport. It's not. It can potentially be a one-man show. Iverson, when he was playing, he was the best player. He was the only player. But you still had a great coach in Larry Brown. You still had a couple pieces. Dikembe, Eric Snow, Aaron McKee. You had those guys. Just give the guys some respect. Brett, Tobias, Ben. Those are the three guys that really, get the most disrespect on this team. Easily. Horford, 16 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, 7-9 from the floor. He looks better. He's looked a lot better the last 2 games. And it's showing on the scoreboard. When you're killing teams at this point in the season, when you just beat the Spurs, and I know the Spurs have been struggling a lot this season, but when you beat the Spurs and then you go in a back-to-back and play Miami, who was 11-3, Jimmy Butler's return day, you would think, he would have, it would have been a little bit more competitive of a game, but when you're hitting your shots like all these guys were, you get a bigger lead. You don't got to play in the fourth. You get ready for the next game. And that's exactly what we did. That's what we were kind of doing last year a little bit when Jimmy, was here for like a month. We started blowing out teams. The chemistry is starting to build, and that's good. We need the chemistry to build. During the playoffs, what do you need? You need chemistry. What did we have last year during the playoffs? We had the chemistry. 4 bounces took us out of the playoffs. There's not much you can really do about that. 4 bounces took you out of the playoffs and potentially an NBA championship. But when you have chemistry throughout the whole season and not just 2 months left in the season, it could be a big game changer coming down the stretch. It really could. Ben didn't have a Ben Simmons type of night. 4 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, 2 of 6 from the floor. He did other things. He was like a plus 34 on the night, which, he's Ben Simmons. He's the point guard. He's supposed to be facilitating. He's supposed to be rebounding. He can score whenever he wants. He just, yesterday he really didn't have to. When the starting 5 is, when the 4 other people in the starting 5 are putting up the numbers that they just put up, you don't need to do much when, you're playing like that. So he didn't have a good night scoring-wise, but he did other things. His plus-minus was very good. His rebounds were good, and his assists were good. I didn't expect him to go out last night and drop 50 points. I don't ever expect that. Not yet, anyways. He can score, but, he chose not to yesterday. We won. I don't care. I'm not going to bash the guy for not scoring, not shooting. I don't care about that. I'm not going to be the guy that's screaming from all the way in the second row or the second deck of the stadium saying, "Shoot the ball, Ben. Shoot it. Shoot the 3." Yes, I like when he shot the 3. I like when he shoots. I want him to shoot, but I'm not going to bash the guy when he doesn't. That's just not who I am. I hate bashing our players. But when it comes down to it, sometimes they do deserve to get a little, hate, if you will. But look, we won the game. That's all I care about. Ben Simmons didn't have the greatest. I don't care. We won. That's what matters. What matters now is that we are 11-5 on the season. That's what matters. James Ennis, 6 points, 3 of 7 from the field. The bench didn't do, as well as they have been in games past. Tybal, 3 points. Scott, 3 points. Trey Burke had a very off night. 1 of 7 from the field, 3 points, 5 assists. When they played a lot of minutes for bench players. Tybal played 23 minutes tonight. And that's good. Like, I want him to play. He's a very good defender. He disrupts the flow of the game for the other team. And I understand that as a fan. I really do. And I understand that he's not going to be, a prolific scorer. I understand he's not going to be like Michael Jordan on the scoring side of things. But, when he's disrupting the flow of the game, that's what we need sometimes. Sometimes you just need a little stoppage from the other team. Sometimes you just need something like that. And he does bring that to this team. Same thing with Ben Simmons. When Ben guarded Jimmy, he was like, he only made 2 shots. Missed 2 threes. He was like 2 of 7, 1 of 7, something like that. He did nothing. Jimmy did nothing yesterday, and the entire team did nothing for the Miami Heat yesterday. Because we clamped them up. The defense showed out, and it shows. 113-86. They had like 60 points going into the third quarter, or into the fourth quarter. They had 35 at halftime. We were dominant. On the defensive side, on the offensive side. Josh Richardson, balled out on his old team. Joel Embiid did what he did. Tobias looking like himself. Horford, solid game. Ben did everything but score. Sixers improved to 11-5 on the season, and they play the Toronto Raptors Monday night in Toronto. They are 11-4 on the season. We are 11-5 on the season. We do tend to struggle a little bit on the road. We have lost all 5 games on the road. We are 7-0 at home. And we do play Sacramento on Wednesday next week. And then we play the Knicks on Friday. And then TJ McConnell comes back and plays. And we play the Pacers Saturday night at home. So that's it for me. Sixers beat the Heat 113-86, led by as much as 41 points. Josh Richardson, player of the game, 32 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound, 11 of 15 from the field, 6 of 7 3-pointers. Sixers improved to 11-5 on the season. Play the Toronto Raptors Monday night, 7:30 in Toronto. That's it from me. Like, share, comment, subscribe on this video, and I'm out. Peace.